The grips in tennis, how to hold the tennis racket for the different strokes, can be very confusing. I'm very nervous of dictating to players how they should hold the racket, because if you have Rafa Nadal almost in a Western grip and Roger Federer varying all the way to an Eastern grip and then everything in between, you can't say that any of these players are wrong. They're all right, but they're all different. So it's very important that we allow people to express their artistic side and their personality by finding the grip that works for them. However, there are some grips that are simply wrong. I want to look today at how to show you whether your grip is fundamentally wrong, in which case it must be changed, and also to find what I call the everything else grip, which is the chopper grip. So first of all, to find whether the grip is fundamentally correct or not, if I turn here on the forehand stroke and go to the contact point of the forehand, if my wrist is behind the ball at the point of contact, then the stroke is fundamentally sound. It may be much further round as we go towards Western, it may be much closer as we go towards Eastern, but if the wrist is behind the contact point, then it is fundamentally sound. As soon as the wrist goes in front of the contact point, then we're looking for injury and we will have a very suspect, inconsistent and usually weak stroke. The same on the backhand side, much more common on the one-handed backhand, is that we make the stroke and now the wrist is behind the ball at the point of contact. We can have a semi-Western backhand grip like Justine Henin from years ago and some more of the female players do on the one-handed backhand, or we can have the Eastern backhand grip, but the wrist is behind the ball at the point of contact. Now, if we have a weak backhand grip, as we often see in recreational tennis, now the wrist is level or even ahead of the ball at the point of contact, and now we have the possibility of injury and a very, very weak stroke. So the fundamental of the grip is very simple. If the wrist is behind the ball at the point of contact, then it will work. To what degree the wrist is behind the ball depends on the player, their personality and their playing style. But then we have the everything else grip. What do I mean by that? The chopper grip is often recognized as the grip for the volley and the grip for the service stroke. But what about the drop shot? Or what about, if it's not topspin, what about the classic lob? And also, in today's game, what about the tweener? All of these are the chopper grip. In fact, everything other than the full backhand drive and the full forehand drive are chopper grip strokes. When the players are slicing their backhand, or even these days, very often we're seeing the slice forehand, right, mostly from defensive positions, but not always, we're looking at a chopper grip stroke. So let's look at how to exactly get the chopper grip. Why does it have to be exact? I mean, the forehand, I've just explained, it could be in many different positions. The backhand could be in many different positions. But the beauty of the chopper grip is that wherever the palm of the hand is pointing, then the racket head is pointing. So it allows us to have a lot of easy feel and direction for the stroke. So if I go into a forehand grip, then now my palm is pointing upwards and my racket head is pointing downwards. But if I go into a classic chopper grip, then now my palm and the racket are pointing in the same direction, allowing us to have finesse, feel, and become artistic players. To find this in the most precise way, then I want to look at a trick that I first saw from Leighton Hewitt's coach, going back a few years. I take the racket in my left hand, or my non-playing hand, and I hold it at 90 degrees to my body. I now move it over roughly in front of my right arm. And now I grasp the racket. And this will be a pure chopper grip. The reason the name chopper grip came about, it was originally called a Continental grip in the 20s and 30s. If I keep my racket and the arm straight and make a chopping motion, it feels fundamentally strong and sound. It's effortless. If I go to any of the other grips and keep the racket at 90 degrees to the ground, this feels horrible and weak. This feels even worse and is uncomfortable on my elbow. But in the chopper grip here, it feels strong. So this is a test, but how to find it: hold the racket 90 degrees to the body, opposite to the right shoulder, grasp the racket, and you've got a chopper grip. If you check this out in your own game, many players find that they're just slightly off chopper grip. And even Rafa Nadal a few years ago was slightly into forehand grip on the forehand volley. In fact, on the backhand volley as well. These days, he's actually changed to full chopper grip. So I hope the grips make a little bit of sense this way. And let me know in the comments section below if this is confusing or works for you. If you like this information and the other things that we bring, don't forget to click like, share and subscribe. Also, we're the only online website offering one-to-one individual consultations and the most detailed video analysis available on the market. You can try us now for just $1. Have a look at the link below. See you next time.